Here from Cantine Field, Dan Challen with you alongside Nick Zuppi as the Stallions play host to the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dawgs, looking for 4 straight victories. And Nick, this is a Stallions team that is scorching hot coming into this game.
It's been all offense as well. In this 3-game winning streak, they're averaging just over 7 runs a game, and they have 9 extra base hits to go along with a team batting average of .285.
Certainly have been killing it at the plate, and on the pitching side of things, the staff did a very nice job last night against the Oneonta Outlaws. Just 3 runs given up in that game, all those being earned, and the man that will try and continue that tonight here in his first start for the Stallions in 2025 is Sean Dirtinger. And Sean played with these Stallions last season and was one of, if not the best starter, pitched to a .270 ERA over 26 and 2/3 innings pitched at Oswego.
An experienced guy as well. Just finished his senior year at Oswego. This is a guy who head coach Colin Martin is looking to get great length from, as he has in the previous 4 from his starter.
Dirtinger in his last start against Amsterdam in the playoffs, 3 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, giving up just 2 hits in that one. Saugerties would go on to lose that game 8-7, but they got there by beating the Diamond Dawgs here at home in the first round of the playoffs. 5-4. Saugerties yet to beat the Diamond Dawgs here at home so far this season. Fell 11-8 here at home against the Diamond Dawgs a few nights ago. Ethan Hughes will start things. He's the left fielder tonight. Dirtinger ready to go. He comes set, and we've got baseball here at Cantine Field. Hughes fouls off the first pitch he sees over to the Diamond Dawgs dugout for strike 1. This Diamond Dawgs team, losers of 2 in a row, that coming against the Stallions, or against the Dragons, and then to the Blue Sox last night, which gives the Stallions a 2-game lead on the Diamond Dawgs. Coming into this one, Dirtinger finds the zone. It's quickly 0-2.
Stallions sit 3.5 games back of the first place Amsterdam Mohawks, while the Diamond Dawgs are 5.5 back after dropping 2 straight.
0-2 pitch. Misses high and away for ball 1. And Dirtinger last season with the Stallions, just 12 strikeouts in his 26 2/3, so not necessarily known as a punch-out pitcher. Loves to put the ball into play. After 2 straight strikes to start his outing, he's in a 2-2 count. Here to Hughes, the leadoff man.
And the starter last night for the Stallions was Anthony Umhay, and he's a similar type of pitcher. Went through 5 innings of just 2 earned runs last night and did not have a single strikeout.
The 2-2. Fouled out of play once again. Hughes so far this season, a .274 hitter for the Diamond Dawgs in 19 games played. Has been the leadoff man against the Stallions the past 2 times and caused some damage up at Veterans Memorial Park last time in what was a Stallions comeback win. Dirtinger misses upstairs with the off-speed, and the count goes full. Started ahead 0-2. Now has to go to work in a 3-ball, 2-strike count. Payoff. Grounded over to the third base side. Foul. Hughes walked in the last time these 2 teams played to start the game, came around to score as the first run of the ball game, and then doubled in his second at-bat, coming around to score twice in that game. This time, rockets one into left field. Ford is moving back. He's on the track, and he makes the play. 1 down here in the top of the first.
Hughes had a double in the last 2 meetings between these 2 teams. The most previous one was a double in the second inning, and he also came around to score after the Stallions won that game 14-11 up in Mohawk Valley.
Tyler Jones will be next here for the Diamond Dawgs in the top half of the first after Hughes with a long fly out to Ford and left to start things. First pitch fouled off to the right side. Jones is the most dangerous hitter among this Diamond Dawgs lineup. 393 average for him, which leads the team by nearly 100 points. That coming in 17 games played so far for Mohawk Valley. Dirtinger, back-to-back hitters where he's been up 0-2.
And Jones, like you mentioned, a 393 batting average. He's the only guy on this Mohawk Valley team that has an average above 300. Stallions have 5 players.
Dirtinger deals. Misses on the outside corner for ball 1. In all his games played last season, Dirtinger never faced the Diamond Dawgs. Coming across 8. And it's back-to-back hitters where he's been up 0-2 and has dealt 2 straight balls. Two, misses upstairs. Second full count of this game. Dirtinger, in his first 3 starts for the Stallions last year, did not let up an earned run, but in the final 5, gave up at least an earned run. Stallions won 2 out of 5 of those games. The payoff. Smacked in between second and first. It gets down. First base hit of the ball game goes to Tyler Jones. And the Diamond Dawgs have a runner on with 1 down. Here in the top of the first for Joey Calabretti.
Jones got every bit of that baseball. He got a fastball in the outside corner, and he went with the pitch. Fastball lined into right center field for a base hit.
Calabretti has batted in the 3-hole in every game so far between these two teams. He's still trying to find himself. 224 average on the season for him. He's played in every single game but 2 for these Diamond Dawgs. This guy's the first pitch he sees foul. It's 0-1. Stallions have won 3 straight games, looking for just their 4th here tonight, which would be their second 4-game win streak of the season. They travel up to Glens Falls tomorrow, and if they win here tonight, would have a chance to make it 5. That would be the longest win streak of the season for the Ponies. Ball's just grounded foul. 3 straight hitters for Dirtinger to start his night, where he's been up 0-2.
And the 2 prior to Calabretti worked their way back into a full count. Dirtinger forced a flyout from Hughes, and Tyler Jones lined a single back in the batter previous.
O2 count with Jones over at first base. Here's the pitch. Dirtinger misses high and away. 3 straight batters where he's tried to go high in the zone and force a chase. Doesn't work. 1-2 count.
And Dirtinger is a guy who doesn't strike out many hitters. He only had 7 across 26 2/3 innings just last summer for the Stallions.
Ground ball over to Comiskey. He throws to Z at second. How about first? It's in time. Stallions turn the double play, and the Diamond Dawgs are held to nothing here in the top of the first. Ponies coming to bat. Bottom of the first here in Saugerties. Dan Challen with you. Alongside Nick Zuppi, Stallions coming to bat. Griffin Crane leads things off. Then it's Reese Marody, Jamie Z, Justin Ford, Dylan Passo, Travis Hobbin-Siefkin, Cam Carroll, Logan Sanchez, Casey Comiskey, Ryan King in the 10-hole. Jack Chavez, in his 5th start for the Diamond Dawgs here tonight, deals a first pitch ball at the top of the zone.
Chavez has pitched 12 2/3 innings this year. He's pitching to a 7.1 ERA.
Crane tried to get cute with it and lay down the bunt. Pulls it foul, 1 ball, 1 strike count. Stallions defense helping out the pitching staff a little bit in that first, a 5-4-3 double play to end the inning. 3rd double play the Ponies have turned in their last 10 innings on defense. 2-1.
And that was the first time in the last 8 where the Stallions did not make an error defensively. They had at least 3 in 5 of the last 7.
That was a big talking point coming into this game and throughout what was a rough stretch for the Stallions where they lost 4 out of 5 was the errors finally putting up a 0. And so far tonight, the defense has been sharp. 3-1 count here to Griffin Crane, the new addition from Louisville. He takes upstairs, and not a guy you want to walk. Crane had 5 stolen bases last night, and he's on here for the Stallions in the bottom of the first.
Stallions as a whole last night had 12 on 12 attempts, perfect in that category, and they lead the PGCBL in stolen bases as well with 101 through their first 25 games.
Reese Marody at the plate now. And Marody has been on a tear for these Stallions. 333 average in the 13 games that he's played so far. Crane immediately going over to second on the first pitch, and he is in there safely. Make that 6 stolen bags for Griffin Crane on the season, and Saugerties quickly has a runner in scoring position.
Crane went on the first pitch in last night's game against the Oneonta Outlaws in the 9th where he stole second, doing so once more here today.
Just the guy the Stallions want up here in an RBI situation. Marody so far this season with 7, and he's a very disciplined hitter at the plate. Takes a ball, it's 2-0.
You mentioned his discipline. Marody has a .508 on base percentage. A large part of that is the walks. He has 11 walks in 13 games played.
Here's the pitch. Misses high and away. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Crane sitting at second base in what is just his 3rd game as a Stallion has already made a major impact. And now another 3-1 count. Back-to-back hitters that Jack Chavez has gotten down to start off his evening.
And the walk is what hurts Mr. Chavez out on the mound. 14 walks through his first 12 2/3 innings pitched this summer.
Over a walk, an inning dealt for Chavez coming into this game. And make that another one. It's back-to-back base on balls for the Stallions to start things. Here in the bottom of the first, runners at first and second for the power bat of Jamie Z. Jamie has just been crushing balls for Saugerties. He's been an RBI machine for this team. He's got 17, which ranks 3rd. The only 2 guys in front of him, Travis Hobbin-Siefkin and Justin Ford, who has the team leading mark and PGCBL best, 28. Mound visit here for the Diamond Dawgs. They want to talk things over with some early traffic.
Back-to-back walks from Chavez in neither of the first 2 at-bats where he's gotten to 2 strikes. Both have been a 3-1 walk against these Stallion hitters.
In the first inning of the last game between these 2 teams, the Diamond Dawgs jumped ahead 3-0. They would go on to lose that game 14-11, but the Stallions trying to serve them a taste of their own medicine here early on at Cantine Field. Z lays down the bunt on the first base side. Chavez fields He'll flip it to first in time, a productive first out. Runners are now at second and third with one down for Justin Ford, who is the hottest bat in probably the entire PGCBL.
Ford is 13 for 19 with 10 RBIs over his last 4 games. His batting average has increased over 100 points during that stretch.
And just last night, Ford was tearing it up in Oneonta. Started things off in the first with a 2 RBI single in this same exact scenario with one down and runners at second and third. Stallions hoping that history repeats itself. Ford first pitch swinging, grounds one over to Jones at second, and it's an RBI fielder's choice. 1-0 Ponies here in the bottom of the first.
29 runs batted in on the season now for Ford. Starting to create a little distance between him and the guy in second place who has 26.
Dylan Passo at the dish now. He's the Stallions' first baseman here tonight with a runner at third and 2 down. Saugerties up 1-0 early. Chavez deals a first pitch fastball at the top of the zone for strike 1. Pitch misses down low. Scoring in the first inning has been a little bit unusual for these Stallions against the Diamond Dawgs. Last 2 matchups, nothing. And now here tonight, changing that narrative and getting ahead early, just like they did last night against the Outlaws. Passo with a rip into right field. If it's fair, it'll score a run, and it goes just foul into the opposing bullpen, but that ball was smacked.
Last time Passo played here at Cantine was in the 6-5 win for the Utica Blue Sox, against the Utica Blue Sox for the Stallions on 4th of July, where he did have an RBI double down the right field line, inches away from picking up another one here.
1-2. Passo cuts and misses. He's down on strikes, but the Stallions get one across here in the bottom of the first, thanks to a Justin Ford fielder's choice RBI. 1-0. Saugerties going to the second. J.P. Kuzik, the catcher, to start things here in the top of the second for the Diamond Dawgs, who are now trailing 1-0 after Justin Ford's RBI fielder's choice in the bottom half to put Saugerties ahead. First pitch to Kuzik. Misses for ball 1. Dirger deals Pitch is fouled straight back to the screen. Now, Dirtinger has been at a 1-1 count or 0-2 to every single batter so far here tonight, and the Stallions defense turned a 5-4-3 double play to get Dirtinger out of some early trouble after he let up the single to Jones with 1 out. Falls behind for the first time today, 2-1.
It was third baseman Joey Calabretti that knocked into the double play after a 2-hit day the previous game.
Dirtinger finds the zone right there. A 2-2 count. Still does not have a strikeout, despite being in an 0-2 count to every batter in the first. 2-2 pitch, fouled straight back, and we'll do it again at 2-2. Saugerties looking for some stability here against the Diamond Dawgs. They've let up over 10 runs in the last 2 games to the Diamond Dawgs. One of those being at home, one away. High fly into center field. There to make the play is Crane. 1 out here in the top of the second.
Crane did a nice job of taking control in that Bermuda Triangle in short right center field. Crane, the center fielder, called off Habensiefken and Z, and his defense, Dan, has been spectacular through his first 3 games as a Stallion.
Certainly has been. And we'll see how John Ramsey, the shortstop, does at the plate. Dirtinger just misses on the outside part of the plate. Ball 1. Stallion starters have gone 4 innings or more in the last 4 starts. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Here's the pitch. Fouled straight back. Now Dirtinger with another high leverage count to work with. 1 ball and 2 strikes here in the top of the second. He's faced the minimum through 4 batters so far. The 1-2. Ramsey fouls it off, and I think that's something these Diamond Dog hitters have done a fair share here tonight against Dirtinger early on. They've been working deep into the counts.
All 4 of the first hitters for Mohawk Valley have had at least 2 foul balls with 2 strikes in the count, really racking up the pitch count for Dirtinger.
Here's the pitch. Shot off to the right side, foul. And count stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes with 1 down. So far this season, the Diamond Dogs, a 6-4-1 record away from home, which is better than their 7-8 at Veterans Memorial Park. So they're a team that likes to win when they're on the road, but they have lost 2 straight away from home. Dirtinger finds the top of the zone for strike 3 with the fastball, and there's 2 down.
First strikeout for Dirtinger here in the top of the second inning. Gets Ramsey looking on the 4-seamer.
And Dirtinger has looked solid to start off this outing here tonight. With 2 outs in the top of the second, Jaden Ross, the center fielder, steps in. Grounds the first pitch he sees over to Maroney at short. He'll throw over to first. That one is in time. It's a 1-2-3 inning here for Sean Dirtinger. 6 batters have come to the plate. 6 batters have been out. He's faced the minimum here through 2 innings as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Travis Hobbins-Siefken to start things here in the bottom of the second for the Stallions. They lead this game 1-0 with Justin Ford getting the lone run across in the bottom of the first. Hobbins-Siefken takes a first pitch ball. And Nick, we were talking about Justin Ford's numbers earlier, and he's now up to 28 RBIs on the season. The guy who's second on the team is Hobbins-Siefken with 23. He grounds ball over to Calabretti at third. Throw to first is in time. One down here in the bottom of the second.
A little bit of a bobble by Calabretti. Ball bounced in and out of his glove, but ultimately made the play. And Dan, Calabretti is a guy on the defensive things for Mohawk Valley who comes into this meeting with the Stallions really struggling. He's made at least one error through the first 4 games against the Stallions.
1 for 1 here tonight on the lone ball that he's been tested on. Cameron Carroll back in the lineup after he had off last night. Takes the fastball at the top of the zone for ball 1. Carroll leaves it in the dirt. He's really been one of the guys who brings this team together chemistry-wise, was under head coach Colin Martin at Weber this past season, and now coming to play here in Saugerties for the summer. Has bonded the guys together in that locker room, has really created a tight-knit group as he takes a strike at the top of the zone. 2-1.
And his success from Weber has really carried over here in the summer of 2025. A .349 batting average in 12 games as a Stallion.
Finds himself in a high leverage count here. 3 balls and 1 strike to Cam Carroll. And we talk about batters being in the 300s among qualified hitters for the Stallions. They've got 5 who are hitting 300 plus right now. Carroll being one of them. And he hits a ball into deep right field. Going back on it is Hurd. He's at the track, and he makes the play. Cam Carroll probably 10 feet away from a home run, but there's 2 down here in the bottom of the second.
Carroll got a good pitch to swing at in an advantage count, 3 balls and 1 strike, and just missed a homer to right field. That would have been the Stallions' 12th homer, and they are first in that category as well.
Carroll does not have a home run so far this season. Hobbins-Siefken, Ford, Z, all do. Comiskey at the plate now, third baseman tonight, takes a first pitch ball. And Casey Comiskey has been really finding his stride after what was a slow start for him here in the summer of 2025.
He was 2 for his first 25 and gets a hold of this one.
Puts some hard contact into right field, but there to make the play is Hurd. 2 balls to the Diamond Dawgs right fielder, 2 outs to end off things here in the bottom of the second. We head to the third. Saugerties still leading things 1-0. back here in the top half of the third. Dan Shalom with you alongside Nick Zuppi and the Pack Hub broadcast booth. We're really the Pack Hub broadcast decks, trying out some new angles here tonight on the broadcast. We are streaming from center field, and that's why you see that little nifty left field camera that we've got going on. To start off things here for the Diamond Dawgs in the top half of the third, Justin Hurd at the plate.
And Dirtiger has faced the minimum through the first two to go with a strikeout, that being Ramsey last inning in the second.
Dirtinger's done a really nice job so far this season, and that being the left field camera that we were talking about for the Stallions, and what has just been 6 outs so far, but 6 batters up and 6 down. But even though he's let up 1 hit, Stallions turning the 5-4-3 double play to end things in the first. Can of corn into shallow center. Coming on for it is Haben Siefkin. He makes the play, and there's 1 down here in the top of the third.
And 5 straight outs for Dirtinger as well after the 1-out single to Jones back in the first inning. Dan, it seems like he's really doing a nice job of settling into a nice rhythm out on the mound.
Certainly does. And in the first game that he pitched last season, being against the Oneonta Outlaws, had 4 innings of clean work. Dirtinger giving up just a singular hit in that one, and mirroring the same line here tonight. Nico Soris, the right fielder at the plate, puts a ball in play over on the right side. It goes just foul. 4 strike 1. The 0-1 catches the top of the zone, and for Dirtinger, he has been really diligent so far in this game. 5th 0-2 count for him. Just 1 strikeout to show for it thus far. 0-2 offering, off speed on the outside corner, not there. Stu Kornberg, the home plate umpire, not giving it. And it's 1-2.
And Dirtiger really wanted that one. You saw from our center field cam how he turned and faced us after the pitch.
That time he gets the swing and miss, and there's 2 down here in the top of the third. Second strikeout of the game for Sean Dirtinger.
The other one was John Ramsey looking in the second. Now back-to-back innings with a strikeout after having none in the first.
Brandon Hawk, the 9-hole hitter, at the plate. First baseman tonight for the Diamond Dawgs. Hawk is one of 2 batters in this lineup tonight that's batting below 200 for the Diamond Dawgs. Comes into this game with a 175 average, that being in 21 games played. Dirtinger misses outside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
The other is Justin Hurd, who led things off in this inning with a flyout to right. He's hitting 169 in 23 games.
Shows why they're stacked currently at 7 and 8 in this Diamond Dawgs lineup. Ground ball up the middle. Maroney moves over. It's going to be a tough play. Here's the throw on the run. Not in time. Jeff Ramsdale had the best view at it. He does not give the out call, and it's a 2-out single for Brandon Hawk.
Maroney did everything he can, made a nice play, going up the middle, fielded, fired it over to first, but Hawk too fast.
And that was a bang-bang play. Tie traditionally goes to the runner, but it seemed like Maroney had him by half a step. Regardless, it's the top of the order for the Diamond Dawgs. Ethan Hughes at the plate for the second time tonight. Dirtinger will give a check. That being just the second hit of the ball game that Sean's given up so far. The only other one coming to Tyler Jones, who is the second batter of the ball game. First pitch to Hughes. Off speed, misses upstairs. 1-0. Diamond Dogs have not tried to steal a bag so far here tonight. And Hawk himself has none on the season. Looking to get a runner into scoring position. Hughes pops it up on the right side. Z is under it, and he makes the play. Nothing comes of the two-out single from Brandon Hawk. Hughes flies out, and we head to the bottom of the third. Stallions still leading by 1. Logan Sanchez at the plate to start things for the Stallions here in the bottom half of the third. Saugerties still leading this game 1-0. Sean Dertinger has done a really nice job on the mound. Just one batter faced above the minimum for him through 3 innings of work. Jack Chavez is out there for his third inning on the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dawgs side of things. And pitch to a 1-2-3, bottom of the second. Sanchez fouls off the first pitch he sees to the right side for strike 1. And Sanchez has been one of the better hitters on this team, 280 batting average, just 14 games played. Ever since the Stallions have gotten their true depth, he's been a guy who's been playing just about every other day. Finds himself down 0-2 after the big cut and a miss.
He had the day off last night against the Outlaws. The last time he played was against the Blue Sox, where he was 1 for 3 with a run scored. He scored one of the 4 runs in the 4-run 6th for the Stallions.
The 0-2. Off speed. Down in the dirt. He leaves it. Sanchez was a big part of the Stallions coming back against the Utica Blue Sox. Came up clutch in that 6th inning of play. Had the second of 3 straight singles, which per bottom of the 6th, they ended up winning that game. 6-5. 2-2 count here. Sanchez gets under that pitch on the third base side. Calabretti makes the play, and there is 1 down. Ryan King at the plate for the first time here tonight. King did play yesterday against the Oneon Outlaws. Had an RBI double in the 8th inning, which was laced into the right center field gap. Looking to continue that success here in his first at-bat tonight. Chavez locates for strike 1.
This is the 10th game. Now King playing as a Stallion, and he's done a very nice job. 250 batting average. He's been a consistent bat for the Stallions this summer.
Big cut right there from King. He's down, no balls and 2 strikes. Chavez has retired 5 straight. Last batter to reach a board was Ford on the RBI fielder's choice. One ball, 2 strikes to the Rhode Island product, Ryan King. Here's the pitch. Back-to-back. Back-to-back there from Chavez, where he's tried to pull the off-speed down in the dirt in the opposing batter's box, but King not taking it. Tried to go back to it again, and the count goes full. The Diamond Dawgs dugout thought that one was the strike. Let's do Kornberg saying no as it was off the plate, and it's a full count to King.
And King, it looked like he might have went around on the check swing. He started to turn back to the dugout, but was called safe.
Payoff. Goes around that time, but he just makes contact with it, and he'll get another crack. Stallions haven't had a base runner since Reese Maroney in the bottom of the first. He was the second batter of this game. And King with a rip into left field. That one's off the wall. Hughes has some trouble with it out there and left. King is into second with a stand-up double. Back-to-back doubles for Ryan King in his last 2 plate appearances, and the Stallions have a runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the third.
And that's now 3 of his last 4 games played where Mr. King has had an extra base hit. 2 of those, like you said, Dan, in back-to-back games.
RBI opportunity for Griffin Crane. He does not have an RBI yet this season for the Stallions. Does represent the first run of the ball game. That being all the way back in the first. First pitch from Chavez is hit right over to Ramsey. They'll try to flip it to second for 2. Not in time. Crane out on the liner to short. And Reese Maroney will come to the plate with the runner at second. 2 down in the bottom of the third.
And he reached base the last time he was in the batter's box. Drew a 5-pitch walk, back-to-back walks from Chavez in the first. Since the walk to Maroney, no free passes for the Stallions offense.
Chavez has done a really nice job ever since the first inning outside of the double to King on limiting traffic. First pitch to Maroney is in the dirt, and it gets away from Kuzik behind the dish. Moving up 90 feet is King. First pass ball or wild pitch, depending on how they score it, assigned to J.P. Kuzik. And now just a ball to the outfield. Scores a run. Ron Kelder back out there at third base tonight for the Stallions after what was about 5 games where he was not with the team. Head coach Colin Martin was stepping in the third base role, but great to see Ron back out there. 2 ball, no strike count to Reese Maroney.
And while Ron was gone, the Stallions scored plenty of runs as well.
They stole a lot of bags. Last night being a perfect example of it with 12. It's 3 balls and no strikes to Reese Maroney on the cusp of his second walk of the ball game. The pitch. Straight down the middle for strike 1. Maroney now in a dangerous hitter's count.
Maroney now has reached base in all 14 games he's played in as a Stallion this summer after his walk in the first.
3-1. Upstairs, Maroney turns away from it. It's a 5-pitch walk. to the Stallions' 2-hole hitter, his second here tonight, and it gives Jamie Z a chance to bring home King. Runners at the corners with 2 down. Z had the sack bunt in the first, which moved the runners over to second and third, and the Stallions would subsequently plate 1. Z with plenty of RBIs on the season so far, 17 in total. He'll take a first pitch strike. Maroney on that play started to go over to second and then cut back. It's a play that the Stallions have executed in their last 2 games where they try and make the opposing catcher think that there's a runner going down to the point where he fumbles the ball, and then they get a free 90 feet. Z with a high fly ball into right field. Going back is heard. That one is off the wall. Goes over his head. Coming already in to score is King. Maroney on his way. Z into third. A 2 RBI triple for Jamie Z. And it's 3-0 Stallions.
Jamie Z loves hitting against the Diamond Dawgs. 3 homers, 2 doubles, and now a triple, this being the 5th meeting between these 2 teams this season. He gives the Stallions a 3-0 lead, scoring 2 runs on 1 swing.
And I'll tell you one thing, Nick. Z was inches away from a home run right there to make this a 4-0 game. But Z doing an amazing job at bringing home runs. He now has 19 RBIs, and Ford laces one into center field, but Ross is right there. Doesn't matter, though. The Stallions get 2 more, courtesy of a Jamie Z. 2 RBI triple with 2 outs in the inning. 3-0 Ponies going to the 4th.
Top of the 4th inning, Nick Zuppi alongside Dan Shalom. Stallions plate 2 in the bottom of the 3rd on 1 swing. A Jamie Z 2 out, 2 RBI triple scored Maroney and King. The 2 Rhode Island players came around and made it a 3-0 ball game in the top of the 4th inning, with Mohawk Valley bringing hitters 2, 3, and 4 to the batter's box to start things off against Sean Dirtinger. First pitch from Dirtinger is a high fly ball out into right center. On the run is Haben Siefkin and Crane. It will be Haben Siefkin 2 steps in front of the wall to make the play on the first pitch here in the top of the 4th.
Haben Siefkin did a great job of just tracking that ball all the way to the wall. Did a nice job knowing where the warning track was. Some loud contact to start off things here in the 4th, but doesn't matter. There's 1 out on the board.
Dirtinger through 3 1/3 has only given up 2 hits, and he hasn't walked a single Mohawk Valley hitter either. Hawk and Jones have singles, but Outside of those two, nobody else has been on base. Stepping into the batter's box is Joey Calabretti, the third baseman. Dirdinger into the windup. First pitch to Calabretti, misses low, downstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. Calabretti, in his only plate appearance here today, ended the first inning after hitting into a 5-4-3 double play. Comiskey fielded, fired it over to the second baseman Z, who then flipped it over to his Notre Dame rising freshman teammate Dylan Passo for the double play. And the third double play that the Stallions have turned in their last 12 innings of play. The 1-0 from Dirdinger is a high fly ball out into left field. Going back on it is Ford at the track, at the wall, and it is out of here. Joey Calabretti hits a solo home run for Mohawk Valley, and the score is now 3-1 here in the top of the fourth.
Well, that's two very hard hit balls to start off this inning off Dirdinger. One of them gets out, and you knew off the bat that that one was God. I mean, take another look at it for Calabretti. That his second home run of the season. And he hit that one a long ways, that's for sure. First run of the game here for the Diamond Dawgs comes in the top of the fourth.
Third hit as well. Calabretti play in foul territory. He makes the play, and there's 2 outs in the top of the fourth.
Nice job there by Dirdinger, not letting the solo shot get to him. Regroups, creates some weak contact, and now he's just
Ramsey with that landed on the outside corner. The 1-0. In there for a strike, this time on the inside corner. Ramsey played last night in their loss. They train camped underneath it. He will make the play to end things here in the top of the fourth inning. Mohawk Valley plates 1 run on 1 hit, and it was a solo homer courtesy of Joey Calabretti. We're going to the bottom half of the fourth. Stallions now lead 3-1. Welcome back. Nick Zuppi alongside Dan Challen. Bottom of the fourth inning. Stallions now lead 3-1. Joey Calabretti hit his second home run this summer as a Diamond Dawg. It was a solo shot back in the fourth. Stallions also being out hit first for out number 1. Bringing up Travis Hobbin-Siefkin here with 1 out in the bottom of the fourth. Back-to-back innings now where the leadoff hitter here in the fourth actually swung at the first pitch and lined out. Chavez throws a strike with the breaking ball to Hobbin-Siefkin. 0-1 count. Travis here today is 0 for 1. He had a ground ball over to the third baseman Calabretti, who's been a little shaky with the glove against the Stallions. He's made an error. Stallions. He hits 6th in the batting order today, doing the catching. First pitch to him, misses upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. Carroll flew out to right in his last at-bat, that being in the second. Was just a couple feet short of actually his first home run as a Stallion in the summer of 2025. Has 10 RBIs through his first 12 games as well, and he's hit by the pitch here. So the Stallions have a 2-out base runner for Casey Comiskey, the third baseman. Stallions had not had a base runner since Z's 2 RBI triple back in the third inning. Justin Ford lined out to center. Passo chopped one in front of the catcher for Kuzik, and Hobbin-Siefkin flied out to the first baseman Hawk before Carroll was hit by the pitch. Bringing up Casey Comiskey, coming into this game hitting .217. First pitch from Chavez is a swing and a miss from Comiskey for strike one. Jack Chavez here tonight through 3 2/3 has given up 3 runs on 2 hits. In a no ball, 1 strike count against Comiskey. Misses outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Comiskey is a guy who's been getting hot for the Stallions. He started 2 for his first 25, but since then he's hit over .310 during his last 8-game stretch here in the summer of 2025 and takes low in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike here in the bottom of the 4th. Stallions offense really as a whole has hit their stride along with Comiskey. They have 10 straight games with at least 2 extra base hits, and they've had 6 straight games with at least 9 hits. Comiskey takes upstairs 3 balls and 1 strike.
Comiskey, in his first at-bat, a long fly ball into right field.
Carroll, but it amounts to nothing in the end. We're going to the top of the 5th. Stallions still lead 3-1. Mound for the Stallions through his first 4 innings of work has only given up 1 run on 3 hits. The 1 run came on 1 swing. Joey Calabretti solo homer in the last inning, setting the table for Jaden to lead things off in the top of the 5th inning. He swings and misses for strike 1. Ross is making his PGCBL debut today for the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dawgs, playing center field. The 0-1 pitch misses upstairs for the first ball of the inning. Ross ended the 2nd inning with a ground ball over to the shortstop Maroney, that being his only plate appearance as a Diamond Dawg this summer. Takes strike 2 on the breaking ball in the outside corner. Jaden Ross just completed his senior year at Flagler College. In a 1-ball, 2-strike count with nobody out here in the top of the 5th. Dirtinger misses outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes through his first 4+ innings. Dirtinger has only given up the 1 run on 3 hits, like we said earlier, but no walks, something that the Stallions pitching staff has struggled with at certain parts this season. The 2-2 pitch in there for strike 3. Ross goes down looking, and it's the 3rd strikeout for Dirtinger for the first out in the top of the 5th.
Dirtinger today out there for his 5th inning of work has done a really nice job. His 3rd strikeout and the 3rd over the last 4 innings for him.
Dirtinger has done a nice job of settling into a great rhythm out on the mound. Has retired the last 3 hitters after Calabretti homered. First pitch to Hurd. It's fouled to the netting behind home plate for strike 1. Justin Hurd is 0 for 1 here today. He led things off in the 3rd inning with a fly out to right. Hobbinsiefken made a nice play out on the warning track in right center for out number 1 in that inning. The 0-1 pitch misses inside. 1 ball and 1 strike on Hurd. Justin Hurd playing right field, hits 7th in the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dawg order. Mohawk Valley not using the extra hitter. The Stallions are using the extra hitter for now their 5th straight game after not doing so at all through the first 20. Dirtinger misses outside. 2 balls and 1 strike now. The 2-1 pitch misses low. 3 balls and 1 strike. First time Dirtinger is in a 3-ball count since the 3rd inning when Brandon Hawk singled with 2 outs. The 3-1 pitch misses upstairs, ball 4 to Hurd. 5-pitch walk for the right fielder, and it's the first walk that Dirtinger has allowed here in the top of the 5th inning.
Didn't have trouble with base on balls throughout this entire outing. Mostly everything's been in play. That's not a bad thing out of Dirtinger. He's in his 5th inning of work, probably nearing the end of the start. And the Stallions' defense helped him when he allowed a base runner in the first with the double play. Looking for the same thing here.
Dirtinger only had 8 walks in 26 and 2/3 innings pitched for the Stallions last summer in 2024. First pitch to Saugerties, and he's hit by the pitch up in the upper neck area. Currently laying down by home plate after he gets nailed from Dirtinger. Mohawk Valley will now have 2 runners on. Runners on second and first. Hurd will be at second, and Saugerties, hopefully he's okay, will be at first. He's the DH, Nico Saugerties. Will be making his way over to first. He comes into this game playing in 13 games. This being number 13, as he's having a conversation with the head coach for Mohawk Valley. And Sean Dirtinger, Dan, is in his first jam of the evening. Runners on second and first here in the top of the 5th.
And for Dirtinger in this game, this is the first time he's really gotten into true trouble. It's the first time in this outing where 2 base runners have been on at the same time for him. So it's going to be interesting to see how he works out of trouble and how long of a leash he's got here in the 5th.
Saugerties will stay in the game and be over at first base. Before back-to-back hitters have reached base for Mohawk Valley, Dirtinger retired 11 of 13 hitters after Tyler Jones singled in the 1st inning. But now we'll have to deal with one of the guys who actually got a hit off him earlier in the game, first baseman Brandon Hawk. Coming into this game, hitting under the Mendoza line with a 175 batting average, as pitching coach Prax Vigil will go out to talk to the right-hander for the Stallions.
He's just gotten a little bit out of control here in this top half of the 5th. The base on balls wasn't necessarily an uncompetitive at-bat against Justin Hurd, but Plunk Saugerties there. So he really needs to just go back to what his bread and butter has been in this start, getting balls into the outfield and allowing his defense to simply make plays.
And Dirtinger is one of the most experienced college players on the Stallions team. Played 4 years at SUNY Oswego, where in each season he appeared in at least 9 games. Made 42 appearances across 4 years playing for Oswego. He started 12 and had a career ERA of just under 5 at 4.64. Dirtinger is ready after the mound visit. Hawk steps in. He's 1 for 1 here today after a single in the 3rd. First pitch from Dirtinger to Hawk is a ground ball foul down the 3rd baseline. 4 strike 1.
I would say that this is a game-defying at-bat right here if you are the Stallions, because you really haven't run into any trouble against the Dogs so far in this game. And when the Diamond Dogs have brought runners on in previous matchups, things have gotten ugly.
Mohawk Valley had a 9-run 4th inning against the Stallions here at Cantine the last time these 2 teams played, catapulting them to a 12-8 victory. Snap throw from the catcher, Carroll, not in time, over at first. Saugerties dives back safely. Now in a no-ball, 2-strike count on Hawk.
Need a strikeout here if you are Dirtinger. You already have 1 in this inning, and that came to Ross to start things here in the 5th. Back-to-back walks, no balls in play.
Last night, Hawk went 1 for 4 against the Utica Blue Sox in their 6-5 loss at home. Dirtinger kicks and takes a look at Hurd over at second base. This Mohawk Valley team does not steal bases really at all. They only have 30 through their first 26 games this season, which is last in the PGCBL. The Stallions are first in that category, now with 102 after Crane stole a bag in the first. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. Dirtinger picks up his 4th K of the evening, and now that's a pivotal out because there's 2 here in the top of the 5th.
That strikeout couldn't have come at a better time if you are Sean Dirtinger. Nearing the end of the outing, that was probably going to be your last batter if you let him aboard. Doing a nice job getting Hawk not just for a strikeout, but on 3 pitches, and now you can go to any base on the infield to get out of this inning.
Ethan Hughes, the leadoff hitter for Mohawk Valley, rolls into this plate appearance, being number 3 of the game in the top of the 5th with 2 outs, and he pops this one foul out of play. On the first pitch, he sees 4 strike 1. Hughes last night against the Utica Blue Sox was 0 for 5 with 2 strikeouts. But this is a guy, Dan, with plenty of extra base pop. Back-to-back games against the Stallions, he's had an extra base hit. And the one here at Cantine Field was a 2 RBI double when the bases were loaded, and the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dawgs would score 9 in that half inning alone. Long hold from Dirtinger, the kick and the pitch just misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Home plate umpire Stu Kornberg says no, that is a ball.
And Kornberg hasn't been calling that pitch at the top of the zone all day long now. If this was the first pitch of the game, I would have said that should have been a strike, but the way he's been calling it tonight makes sense why he goes with the ball there.
Dirtinger checks on the runner over at second. Diving back safely is Hurd. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, top of the 5th inning. Stallions lead 3-1. The difference in this game is a 2 RBI triple, courtesy of Jamie Z, and an RBI fielder's choice from Ford in the first is how the Stallions have scored their 3 runs. The 1-1. In there, 4 strike 2. Dirtinger 1 strike away from getting out of things in the 5th. This would be back-to-back games where the starting pitcher for the Stallions has gone at least 5. Anthony Umhe last night against Oneonta went 5 innings, gave up only 2 earned in the 8-3 win against the Outlaws. The 1-2 pitch misses outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes on the leadoff hitter Hughes.
That's a good waste pitch right there. If you're Sean Dirtinger, you don't want to leave anything in the zone because we already saw what Joey Calabretti did to a baseball just last inning. Can't leave any off-speed hanging.
Dirtinger had 12 strikeouts across 8 appearances as a Stallion last summer, 1 strike away from picking up number 5 in his first appearance this summer. The 2-2 pitch. High pop over near the third baseman. This will be in play, and it will be the shortstop, Reese Maroney, to make the play, and it will end the top of the 5th inning. Mohawk Valley had a runner in scoring position, but they strand Justin Hurd there. We're going the bottom half of the 5th. Stallions lead 3-1. I'm good to come back. Welcome back to Cantine. Nick Zuppi alongside Dan Shallum. Bottom of the 5th inning. Starting pitcher for the Stallions, Sean Dirtinger, through 5 innings, did a very nice job. Only gave up 3 hits, 1 earned run to go along with 4 strikeouts, and only 1 base on balls. Back-to-back starts for Stallions pitchers where they've gone at least 5 innings, giving up 2 runs or fewer Anthony Umhay only gave up 2 runs to the Outlaws in his 5 innings of work last night, leading to an 8-3 victory for the Stallions up at Damaski Field. But it will be Logan Sanchez leading things off in the bottom of the 5th inning against Jack Chavez, who in his own way, Dan, has looked very impressive himself.
Yes, he has. Outside of the first inning where he gave up that run, and then the third, has done a very nice job settling into this ball game. And in that last inning against the Stallions, bunked Cameron Carroll with 2 down, but then retired Casey Comiskey on a weak ground ball to short. He's been really solid. No surprise he's out here for the bottom of the 5th.
The 1-0 pitch is a high fly ball over to the right side. The first baseman, Hawk, makes the play right on the dirt next to the fence in foul territory for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 5th. 2 foul outs now in back-to-back innings. Haben Siefken had one in the 4th, and Logan Sanchez does so in the bottom half of the 5th, bringing up the extra hitter, Ryan King, who started the 2-run rally back in the 3rd with a double. First pitch from Chavez to King misses way upstairs over the head of the Rhode Island product. 4-1. Chavez had back-to-back walks to start things, Crane and Maroney for the Stallions, but has not allowed a walk since. Fires in a strike. Ryan King back in the 3rd. He doubled and scored a run, 3 out of his last 4. Where King has had an extra base hit. The 2-0 misses upstairs. 3 balls and no strikes on King. This being game number 10 for the Rhode Island product. One of 2 Rhode Island players, Reese Maroney being the other, but Ryan King has reached base now in 9 of his first 10 as a Stallion. And stays in there after Chavez fires in a 3-0 strike on the inside corner.
King's a dangerous hitter. It makes sense why Chavez is pitching around him here with 1 down.
The kick and the pitch misses low, ball 4. Back-to-back plate appearances where Ryan King has reached base, setting the table for the top of the order to roll things around. Griffin Kane coming up here in the bottom of the 5th for his 3rd plate appearance here today.
And I really don't hate that. If you're Jack Chavez, you know that King burned you for a double, and then he came in to score on the Jamie Z 2 RBI triple. His night's probably coming to an end soon enough. The Diamond Dogs do have an arm going out there in the bullpen, so don't be surprised if they make a call soon, but that's good stuff right there from head coach Steve Luby.
First pitch to Crane is in there for strike 1. 0 for 1 with a walk here today. His walk came back in the 1st. He also came around to score the lone Stallion run in that half inning on a Justin Ford RBI fielder's choice, number 29 for him on the season. Crane grounds this one over to first, and Hawk throws it into the outfield. An error on the first baseman, Hawk, after Crane lined it over to him, sets up the Stallions with a runner in scoring position with just 1 out here in the time. Crane has good speed and probably would have beaten out the throw anyway, but regardless, Reese Maroney steps in for his 3rd plate appearance after walking in the first 2. He takes a strike. 0-1 count. Maroney came around to score on the 2 RBI triple from Jamie Z and was stranded at second when Dylan Passo struck out back in the 1st. The 0-1 from Chavez. Misses outside and landing in the left-handed batter's box. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Stallions have only struck out 1 time through their first 4 1/3 on offense. Dylan Passo struck out to end things in the 1st inning. And this is a Stallions team that doesn't strike out very much, the 3rd fewest in the PGCBL this season. The 1-1 pitch is a 3/4 swing from Maroney that he goes around on. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th.
Stallions would love some more insurance. Keller Osmond set to come on in the 6th, so Sean Dertinger's night is over, but they're looking to give Keller some more breathing room.
And Osmond is a guy who can provide the Stallions with great length through 5 innings in his last start of only 1 earned run allowed. The 1-2 pitch High fly ball into right field. Hurd, and it will fall in front of him. His throw into the infield is cut off by Jones, and it's a one-out single, setting the table for the RBI man, Jamie Z.
Not only setting the table, the bases are loaded now for Jamie Z. And this guy had a 2 RBI triple the last time that he was at the plate. Not the guy that the Diamond Dogs want up here. I'm surprised that Steve Luby is not making a Dallas Hot Wieners call to the bullpen here. They're going to keep Chavez out there, and he got burned by Jamie last time. So this is a pivotal at-bat right here if you are the Stallions.
The last time these two teams played here, Z had 2 homers and a double, 3 extra base hits in their most recent game against Mohawk Valley.
Just trying to give the new arms some time. Steve Luby is out of the dugout. He's talking things over. He hasn't made a signal yet to the bullpen, so maybe he just wants to talk things over here with Chavez.
There's no place to put Z either. Bases are loaded, so it's not like you can pitch around him. King over at third after he walked. Griffin Crane reached on the 3 from Hauk. Maroney then singled. Bases are loaded for the second baseman for the Stallions, Jamie Z. Came into this one hitting .277, this being his 17th game as a Stallion, picking up RBIs number 18 and 19. He sits in third in that category, behind Justin Ford, who leads the PGCBL in RBIs with 28, and Travis Hobbins-Siefken is next in second with 23. Mound visit is over, and Chavez is set at the belt. The kick and the pitch inside. 1 ball and no strikes on Z.
And in the last at-bat, Chavez got burned, leaving a pitch high into the zone. And it makes sense why he starts down here against Jamie Z. He doesn't want to give anything to Jamie that he can elevate.
The 1-0. Misses low once more. 2 balls and no strikes. Z really showed his power in his last at-bat. The 2 RBI triple that we alluded to earlier was just a couple feet short. It was a line drive off the right center wall. Just missed a 3-run home run. The 2-0 misses inside. 3 balls and no strikes. Nowhere to put Z with the bases loaded.
I would give Jamie the green light here at a 3-0 count with the bases loaded. Why not? You're already up by 2, and you know how far he can drive the ball. This could be a fastball middle coming.
Had 2 homers and a double last time these two teams played here at Cantine. The 3-0 in their 4-strike 1. 3 balls
I
and
told
1
you, I think you should have gotten the green light there. That was right down the pipe.
That was the fastball, Dan, that you alluded to earlier. 3-0 right down the middle. 4-strike 1. The kick and the pitch. Big swing fouled out of play behind home plate. Now count goes full at 3-2.
He knows it. That was his pitch right there in the 3-1 count. Now Chavez is probably going to go back and try and bury something in the dirt like he did in the first 3 pitches of this at-bat. Z can't get fooled. He's got to stay disciplined here.
Z is a guy who doesn't strike out very much. Only 11 in the 17 games he's played as a Stallion. The payoff from Chavez is grounded over to the third baseman, Calabretti. He'll come home, and it's a bad throw. Ball gets behind the catcher, Kuzik, allowing Griffin Crane to score as well. Now 5 straight games with an error from Calabretti against the Stallions, and it results in 2 runs for Saugerties. 5-1 Stallions.
And it is the second error of this inning for the Diamond Dogs. They have not been helping out Chavez at all. That could have been an inning-ending double play for them right there. But instead, things go south, and the Stallions extend their lead.
The error from Calabretti is the second of the inning. Allowed King and Crane to score, and it also allowed Maroney and Z to take the extra base. Runners on second and third for Justin Ford here in the bottom of the 5th inning. First pitch, he lines this one, and it will get down in front of Hughes in left. Z will stop at third, and Maroney scores before him. 6-1 Stallions in the bottom of the 5th.
The Justin Ford RBI machine does not stop. That's his second so far in this game for Saugerties. He has been so electric, and that now pushes his total on the season all the way up to 30. And that's a team leading and PGCBL first for Justin Ford.
And head coach for the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dawgs, Steve Luby, is out on the mound. Long talk with Chavez after he spoke with him earlier, and it will be a Dallas Hot Wieners call to the bullpen for Mohawk Valley here in the bottom of the 5th inning after the Stallions plate 3 runs. We'll be right back from Cantine. Welcome back to Cantine. 6-1 Stallions. They've plated 3 here in the bottom of the 5th, which prompts a Dallas Hot Wieners call to the bullpen for Mohawk Valley. Jack Montaigne now towing the slab for the Diamond Dawgs. This is his 8th appearance of the summer here in 2025.
And Montaigne so far this season at 12.66 ERA in 10 2/3 innings pitched. The big problem for him so far this season has just been giving up hits. He's allowing nearly 2 every single inning that he's pitched. That's led to 15 earned runs coming across.
The last time he pitched against the Stallions came in the 14-11 win for Saugerties up at Mohawk Valley, where he only threw an inning, gave up 3 runs on 4 hits. Now has to work with runners on the corners. Justin Ford over at first, Jamie Z over at third for Dylan Passo with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Ford is going from first to second. Kuzik's throw is not in time. Now bolting home is Z, and he will score. Ball gets behind Kuzik, allowing Ford to advance another 90 feet after he stole second base. 7-1 Stallions on another error from the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dawgs, now 3 in the inning.
Their defense has just been putting them out of this game here in the bottom half of the 5th. Just a rough roll if you're the Diamond Dawgs in the field right now, but the Stallions taking full advantage.
Ford advances to third after that latest play. He stole second. Ball got behind Kuzik, allowing him to advance another 90 feet. A 1-out RBI opportunity for Passo. The 1-0. High fly ball out to left field. Hughes is camped underneath it. Ford tags for home. The throw cut off by Calabretti. 8-1 Stallions on the RBI sac fly from Dylan Passo. Back-to-back games for Passo now that he has an RBI. That being number 7 this season for the Notre Dame rising freshman. Stallions have now plated 5 runs in the inning.
That's every runner that's reached in this inning has come across for Saugerties.
Travis Hobbins-Siefken now will take the first pitch breaking ball from Montaigne for strike 1. Hobbins-Siefken is 0 for 2 here today. A ground out to third and a pop out to first in the 2nd and 4th innings respectively. Now batting in the bottom of the 5th. 0-1 from Montaigne is grounded foul down the third baseline. No balls and 2 strikes. Bottom of the 5th inning, Stallions have now scored 5 runs on only 2 hits. Reese Maroney had a single. Justin Ford had an RBI single, but it's really been the errors for Mohawk Valley. 3 in the inning. The 0-2 misses on the outside corner. Appeal to field umpire Jeff Ramsdale is not in time. 1 ball and 2 strikes now.
Haben Siefkin, not the last pitch, but the pitch before, just fouled off a hanging curveball in the middle of the zone. He wants that pitch back.
Haben Siefkin is one of the power bats in this Stallion lineup. 4 homers. Lines this one out to left field. Going back on it is Hughes, couple steps in front of the track, and makes the play. Stallions plate 5 runs on only 2 hits and get a little help from Mohawk Valley's defense. 3 errors from the Diamond Dawgs gives the Stallions a 8-1 lead going to the top of the 6th with Keller Osmond coming out to work. Yeah. Welcome back to Cantine. Stallions put up a crooked number in the bottom of the 5th. They plate 5 runs on 2 hits and get a little help from Mohawk Valley. 2 errors from the Diamond Dawgs gives them an 8-1 advantage over those very Diamond Dawgs, and it's a Dallas Hot Wieners call to the bullpen for the Stallions. Keller Osmond now towing the slab. Dan, he's coming in for Sean Derdinger, who was terrific. 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned, 1 walk to go with 4 strikeouts.
And the thing is, the 1 run that he left up was just a solo homer. He really never got into trouble throughout his entire start, and now has teed up Keller Osmond to finish out this game strong.
Keller Osmond is a guy who can provide length for the Stallions as well. He went 5 innings in his last start, gave up only 1 earned run, 2 runs total, and had 4 strikeouts in the 9-5 win against Glens Falls for the Stallions. Misses outside now, 2 balls and no strikes. This is Osmond's 5th appearance. He's made 2 starts, and he's pitched to a 2.51 ERA. Leading things off for Mohawk Valley is the number 2 hole hitter, Tyler Jones. Jones in this one is 1 for 2 with a single and a fly out to right in the 1st and 4th innings respectively. The 3-0 is a strike on the inside corner. First strike of the outing for Osmond. The count is now 3-1. The kick and the pitch fouled away. Count goes full after being a 3-0 count couple pitches ago. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Top of the 6th inning, Stallions lead 8-1. They're also out hitting the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dawgs 5-3. But Mohawk Valley out-erroring the Stallions 2-0. Both coming last inning in the 5th, which led to 5 runs for the Stallions on 2 hits. Maroney and Ford had those 2 hits. Both were singles. Justin Ford had an RBI single, though, that being RBI number 30 this summer, and he leads the PGCBL. The payoff from Osmond fouled off to the netting behind home plate, so we'll do it again. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Top of the 6th, Tyler Jones facing Keller Osmond. Osmond this season has pitched 14 1/3. Misses low on the payoff pitch. Full count walk to Jones, and it's only the first time here today where they've had the leadoff runner on, and through their first 6 innings on offense, a full count walk to Jones.
That pitch just missed at the knees. Makes sense why Osmond was pitching around Jones a little bit. He's batting just about 400. The only Diamond Dog hitter to be in the 300s entirely. So not the worst thing there for Keller to start off here things in the 6th.
Bringing up Joey Calabretti, the home run man earlier today, takes strike one from Osmond. His homer came back in the 4th. The only run for Mohawk Valley through the first 5. He also lined into a 5-4-3 double play. The third baseman Comiskey, Z, the second baseman, and Paso teamed up for the double play. Osmond misses low. 1 ball and 1 strike with nobody out in the top of the 6th.
And here's the thing about Keller Osmond. He theoretically could take you to the finish line here. His last appearance was a start against the Dragons where he went 5 innings just giving up 1 earned run.
Last time the Stallions had a win and only used 2 pitchers was a win up at Shuttleworth Park, 6-2 against the Amsterdam Mohawks. Ryan Franklin threw the first 5, allowing only 1 earned. And Matt Murtaugh followed it up with a 4-inning save, allowing only 1 earned run himself. The Stallions at the time were undefeated up at Shuttleworth Park, won the first 2 against the Mohawks there, but dropped the most recent one, 11-8. The 1-2 pitch misses outside, nice block from Carroll, keeping Jones over at first. Osmond is a guy who doesn't walk many hitters through his first 14 1/3 innings this season. Only 7 walks to go against 16 strikeouts. About a half a walk an inning this season for the Stallions. The 2-2 to Calabretti. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Osmond picks up his first strikeout of the day. 1 out now in the 6th.
Big strikeout there for Osmond after the leadoff walk to Tyler Jones. That's an important one just to get 1 out on the board, especially given that Calabretti is responsible for the only run across in this ballgame for the Diamond Dogs.
34th strikeout of the season for Calabretti. He's now tied for first in that category with Justin Hurd. Both guys have 34 Ks this season. For Mohawk Valley, J.P. Kuzik now steps into the batter's box, and he takes strike 1 from Osmond after the full count walk to Jones. Back-to-back hitters where Osmond has worked ahead here in the 6th. Kuzik here today, 0 for 2, 2 flyouts, 1 to the center fielder Crane, 1 to the first baseman Paso, takes outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Beautiful night here at Cantine. With the lights shining, Kuzik grounds one over to short. Maroney flips to Z at second, over to first, in time for the double play to end things in the top of the 6th inning. Now, second time the Stallions have turned a double play to end in half inning. We're going the bottom half of the 6th. 8-1 is your score from Cantine. I'll tee him up. Welcome back to Cantine. Nick Zuppi alongside Dan Shalom. Bottom of the 6th inning. Stallions.
Kevin. Really, some pitching. We have a lot of games going on. Some pitching. We have a lot of games going on, and I think that if he can save an arm or two in the pen for the upcoming games, that's what he wants to do.
Great, thank you, Kevin. Back to you guys in the booth.
Thank you so much, Henry. Cameron Carroll leads things off in the 6th with a double. After Ross in center field lost the ball in the lights. It landed about 5 feet behind him, and Cameron Carroll now stands on second base.
He'll take it all day. That really should be scored as an error, but never touched the glove of Ross, so you can't score it as that double for Carroll. And now you start to think about that mercy rule just a little bit here. If you are the Stallions, you just need 3 to be in territory of ending this game in the top of the 7th.
Casey Comiskey now steps into the batter's box for the Stallions. Like you said, Dan, Saugerties only 3 runs away from the mercy. They only had one other time this season, that coming against the Oneonta Outlaws. In a 12-2 win right here at Cantine Field, where the Stallions are 7-5 on the season. The 0-1 to Comiskey, grounded over to the first baseman Hawk, and it will go under his glove for extra bases. Excuse me, he fielded it on the diving play. Lost the ball in the lights here at Cantine. Excuse me, for out number 1 in the bottom of the 6th.
Still a good out number 1 as you move the runner over. Comiskey just short of getting those extra bases. But just back to generally, this is a big game here for the Stallions. They got a long stretch coming up. At Glens Falls then off, and then you got what could be 2 or 3 games against the Amsterdam Mohawks, depending on how it's scheduled. Stallions will play Amsterdam here on Wednesday, and then either 1 or 2 games up there on Thursday at Shuttleworth Park.
Followed by an off day and a matchup with the Boonville Lumberjacks, who sit in 3rd place, only a half a game behind the Stallions. And it's a perfect time for the Stallions offense to keep getting hot. Coming into today, they've had at least 9 hits in their last 6 games. A team batting average north of .315 over their last 6. Have played at 8 through the first 5 1/3 on offense. Sanchez taps this one in play over to Jones at second. He will go to first, and it's an RBI fielder's choice for Logan Sanchez. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, RBI number 14 for Mr. Sanchez.
Stallions will take that. Now just 2 runs away from ending this ball game in the top of the 7th. And regardless, we know how crazy these games can get between the Diamond Dawgs and the Stallions, so just to get some more runs on the board never hurts.
Last time these 2 teams played, Stallions came back from an 8-1 deficit and won 14-11 up at Mohawk Valley. Montaigne fires in a strike to the number 10 hitter in this Stallions lineup, Ryan King, who's yet to be retired. In the 3rd, he doubled and scored a run, and in the 5th, he walked and also scored a run. Takes low, 1 ball and 1 strike with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Jack Montaigne in relief of Jack Chavez. Chavez started for Mohawk Valley, got through 4 1/3, but gave up 8 earned runs. The 1-1 misses outside, 2 balls and 1 strike, and Dan, the walk hurt him there. 4 walks for Chavez through 4 1/3 to go along with 5 hits.
That's been the problem for Chavez. Not so much for Montaigne. The errors have tricked him up here in this outing, but Chavez also got hit around a little bit. Ends up with 5 on his line, 7 runs coming across, only 4 of those being earned.
King now in a 3-1 count with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Montaigne set at the belt, the kick and the pitch. Misses outside, ball 4. Back-to-back 5-pitch walks for King here today. He's been on base all 3 times. And this being his 10th game as a Stallion, setting up the top of the order with a runner on base and 2 outs. Griffin Crane, the center fielder, stepping into the batter's box. Crane here today is 0 for 2 with a walk. Came around to score on that walk back in the 1st. Lined out to short and scored in the 5th after he reached on an E3. Error by the first baseman, Hawk. First pitch to Crane, misses upstairs. 4-1, and King steals second on Dan. It's the play where we've been seeing a lot of Stallions players utilize it. They almost steal the bag about a half a second after the pitcher has delivered the ball to confuse the catcher.
It's been a great move that has really benefited the Stallions greatly. You got another runner in scoring position here.
Griffin Crane now hitting with a runner in scoring position. Jones fields over at second, and Hawk will get back to the bag in time to end things in the bottom of the 6th inning. Stallions plate one on an RBI fielder's choice from Logan Sanchez. It's now 9-1 Saugerties going to the top of the 7th inning.
We reached the 7th inning here at Cantine Field, and the Stallions are leading things by 8. 9-1 is your scoreline. Saugerties scoring 6 runs across the 5th and the 6th to stretch this game wide open. John Ramsey, the shortstop, at the plate, finds himself in a 1-1 count, and the Stallions so far tonight have been great in all aspects of the game. Offense-wise, played in a bunch of runs. Defense has a couple of double plays. Pitching has been stellar, and Ramsey shoots a ball in between short and third for a leadoff single here in the 7th. That's the first hit that Keller Osbin has led up, and just the 4th of the evening for the Diamond Dawgs.
First hit since the 4th inning, actually, for Mohawk Valley since Joey Calabretti homered in that inning. First hit since then.
Jaden Ross, the center fielder, at the plate, 0 for 2 tonight. Takes a first pitch ball on the outside part of the plate. Stallions with the big stretch coming up. Amsterdam looking like they're going to be sweeping the doubleheader over Glens Falls today up there at Eastfield, so the Stallions will have their work cut out for them as they enter this stretch of what could be 4 games in the next 3 days. Pop up behind the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike.
The Mohawks won the first game of the doubleheader 5-2, and actually extra innings. They needed an 8th inning to determine a winner, and Amsterdam plated 3, giving them the win.
That's a Glens Falls team that actually beat the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dawgs 2 days ago there at Eastfield, which helped the Stallions out greatly. They're trying to create more separation between second and the rest of the field, and a win here tonight would put them 3 games up on the Diamond Dawgs. Boonville still hanging around, a 10-3 victory for them over the Oneon Outlaws tonight. Osbin works himself back into a full count.
Stallions sit 3.5 games back of first place. With a Boonville win, the Stallions need a win here today to to not relinquish position number 2 in the standings.
It's a walk there issued to Jaden Ross. That's the first 2 batters aboard here for the Diamond Dawgs in the top of the 7th as they try and mount a comeback. And so far in this game, just 1 run. However, the last time these 2 teams played, the Stallions overcame an 8-run deficit. So the Diamond Dawgs trying to make things interesting. And Osmond's tagged with a balk. Both runners move up 90 feet. Osmond not helping himself here in the top of the 7th, and now some trouble, 2nd and 3rd, with nobody out. Justin Hurd at the plate for the Diamond Dawgs. Grounds a ball over to Comiskey at 3rd. He will check the runner, throw over to 1st. Just what the Stallions wanted. No runs come across, and there's 1 down.
Great play from Comiskey to freeze Ramsey over at 3rd and make the long throw across the diamond where he actually fielded the ball behind 3rd base. Impressive play from the Seton Hall product.
And not the guys the Diamond Dawgs want up here in this scenario. Hurd coming into this game, batting 169, which is the lowest among qualified hitters for the Diamond Dawgs. And at the plate now, Nico Soris swings to the first pitch he sees at 200 coming into this game. Diamond Dawgs had runners at 2nd and 3rd with nobody out to start off things here in the 7th. And Osmond is now a strike away from putting 2 outs on the board.
And this is a Diamond Dawg offense really that has struggled as a whole. They're 13th out of 15 in batting average. They're 10th out of 15 in on base percentage and 11th out of 15 in slug.
Osmond deals, and he got him for strike 3. Keller Osmond buckling down here in the top of the 7th. 2 outs after there were 2 runners on with nobody out.
Second strikeout of the evening for Osmond as well. Cade Calabretti last inning with a runner in scoring position.
Brandon Hawk, the first baseman at the plate now, who is 1 for 2 tonight. Osmond finding himself here with a little bit of trouble on the base paths. Deals a first pitch strike at the top of the zone. Hawk slaps one to the right side. Foul, and now Osmond just 1 strike away from getting out of this top of the 7th with nothing across.
And continuing, what a great day it's been for the Stallions pitchers. Osmond is actually only number 2 here for Saugerties tonight. The Stallions had to use 4 and only allowed 3 runs total last night in an 8-3 victory over the Outlaws.
Osmond set at the belt. Here's the pitch. Misses on the outside part of the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. For the Stallions coming up in the bottom of the 7th, they will have 2, 3, 4 coming to the plate. So 1-2 is chopped back to Osmond. He will take it over to the bag, and Keller Osmond gets out of the jam. 2nd and 3rd for the Diamond Dawgs with nobody out, and then he retires 3 straight. It's time to stretch here at Cantine Field with the Stallions leading by 8. It's a Dallas Hot Wieners call to the bullpen here for the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dawgs in the bottom half of the 7th. Chase Regan on in relief of Jack Montaigne.
This is his 3rd appearance as a Diamond Dawg this summer in the PGCBL. He's only pitched an inning and a third, allowed 3 earned runs. Good for an ERA of 27.
And the Stallions would love to end this game early. They just need 2 runs here in the bottom of the 7th. And they've got 2-3-4 coming to the dish, starting with Reese Maroney, who's in a 1-0 count. Takes down low. 2 balls and no strikes. And Maroney in this game, 1 for 1. Couple of walks in his first 2 at-bats. Has come around to score twice. Pitch. Misses off the plate. 3 straight balls from Regan to start his outing.
And the Rhode Island guys, Dan, doing a great job here tonight. Both King and Maroney have been on base in all 3 of their plate appearances here tonight. 4 walks between the 2 of them.
The off-speed misses high in the zone. It's a 4-pitch walk to Reese Maroney to start things off here in the 7th. 3rd walk of the day for him, and I'll tell you one thing, Nick. His OBP is going to be sky high heading into tomorrow against the Diamond Dawgs.
It was already sky high coming into tonight. It was at 508. He had 14 walks coming in, which now he sits at 17. Leads the team in that total. Reese Maroney is just a guy who gets on base. There's no other way to put it.
Next up will be Jamie Z, the power bat. Theoretically could end this ball game in one swing as Regan deals a first pitch strike, and so far today he has once again been dominating at the plate. Had a sac bunt in the first, 2 RBI triple in the 3rd, and then put a ball in play that forced Calabretti to make an E5 all the way back in the 5th. That was when Saugerties played at 5, and 2 runs scored on that ball from Z. He finds himself down 0-2. After 4 straight balls from Regan to start the outing, back-to-back strikes.
He had a 2-run homer last time these 2 teams played here at Cantine. If he does so once more, that would be it.
Here's the pitch. Off speed at the top of the zone that Stu Kornberg does not call, but Jamie Z could have had a healthy hack at that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
From our vantage point here in center field, that looked like strike 3. Nice breaker from Regan, but misses the zone according to Stu Kornberg.
Tries to go back to that same pitch. This time puts it over the head of Jamie Z. And after he was down 0-2, now works himself into a 2-2 count. Regan deals. Ball misses outside. Count goes full. Payoff. Misses outside, going down to second is Maroney. Rung up on the play is Z, so it's his first strikeout of the night. He goes down looking, but Maroney goes over to second. And there's a runner in scoring position here for Saugerties with 1 down.
And it's only the 2nd strikeout for the Stallions offense here tonight. Paso went down swinging back in the 1st. The Stallions team as a whole, Dan, doesn't strike out very much. Only 151 coming into today, which is the 3rd fewest in the league.
Justin Ford with 2 RBIs tonight. Slaps the ball over to Jones at second. Maroney goes to 3rd on the play. He's in there safely. 2 outs for Dylan Paso.
Ford loves being aggressive. He said after the game on 4th of July, I love hunting the first pitch, and he's doing so once more here tonight. Now, all 4 plate appearances where Ford has swung at the first pitch, and 2 of them have resulted in a positive thing. 2 different plate appearances for Ford where he notched an RBI.
Second ground out over to second of the ball game for Justin Ford. Dylan Paso, the first baseman, at the plate, takes a healthy hack. Grounds it foul. 4 strike 1. Paso with plenty of power. He's 0 for 2 tonight, had a sac fly in the 5th. But before that sac fly, had a ball that was probably about 20 feet away from going out of here down the right side in foul territory. A 1. Fouled straight back to the screen. No balls and 2 strikes on the future Notre Dame product.
Big cut from Paso there. Looked like he was trying to end this game with one swing. A 2-run homer for the Stallions would make it an 11-1 Mercy Rule win for Saugerties.
Paso tasers the ball down the right field line. Hits off the bullpen for the Diamond Dawgs. He'll step back in the 0-2 count. This time puts it into play, but it's over to Hurd in right field. Nothing comes of the leadoff walk from Reese Maroney. We go to the 8th. Stallions still leading it by 8. Another one, dude. Top of the 8th inning here in Saugerties. Dan Schall with you alongside Nick Zuby. Leadoff man for the Diamond Dawgs. Ethan Pugh starting things. Takes a first pitch ball at the top of the zone. And Pugh's tonight 0 for 3. 3 flyouts, 1 to left, 1 to right, and 1 to short. Nearly made it 4 in a row right there. But that ball goes just foul, as putting a great effort to try and make that play was Paso, to the point where he actually collided with the tarp. He seems to be A-okay, walking under his own power, but Dylan Paso going all out here in an 8-run ball game. Love to see that out of the future Notre Damer, and his future teammate Jamie Z picking him up. Seems to be okay. 1-1 count. All's been out there for what is his 3rd inning of work. Spikes that one to the backstop. 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's been comprehensive performance all around for Saugerties in this game. They've scored in the lion's share of their runs between the 5th and 6th in total, and the offense for Mohawk Valley has been near non-existent. Had their best inning in a long time in the 7th, their first 2 runners reaching base, and they actually got to 2nd and 3rd with nobody out, but then Keller Osbin buckled down and got 3 straight outs to end the inning. And he'll get another one here to start the 8th. That's strikeout number 3 for Keller Osbin, and there's 1 down.
Strikeout number 7 for the Stallions pitching staff as a whole. Derninger had 4 in his 5 innings of work. Osbin doing a nice job of picking up right where he left off. He's K'd 3 through now 2 1/3 innings out of the bullpen.
Next batter that Osbin will face is Tyler Jones, the second baseman. First pitch from him misses down low. Stallions going up to Glens Falls tomorrow night. We'll have that one for you here on the Stallions YouTube network. That a 7 o'clock start. A 6:45 Archtop Fiber pregame show. And after that, Stallions will get the day off before a pivotal doubleheader, a home and home against the Mohawks of Amsterdam on Wednesday and Thursday night, starting here at Cantine Field. Second and obviously unknown about the postseason. 3 balls and 1 strike here against Tyler Jones.
And all of those teams that you mentioned are in the top 3 in the PGCBL. The Mohawks are in 1st, Stallions are in 2nd, and Boonville in 3rd.
Osbin misses at the top of the zone. For Keller, that's now his 3rd walk of the game. He's had 1 in every inning so far. And Joey Calabretti, who had the solo shot in the 4th, comes to the plate for the Diamond Dawgs.
And that's a season high in walks, actually, for Keller. The last time he pitched was against Glens Falls, where he went 5. He only had 2 in that one.
Osbin set at the belt, fires. Misses at the top of the zone, 4-1. That spot not being called tonight by Stu Kornberg. Back-to-back balls dealt by Keller Osbin. At risk of putting 2 men on here for the 2nd time in the last 2 innings.
And no arm throwing either in the Stallions bullpen. Head coach Colin Martin is going to let his guy go.
Calabretti with a liner into right field. Hoppen-Siefken is there. And there's 2 outs in the 8th. That was a hard hit ball into right field, but no worries for Hoppen-Siefken. And now J.P. Kuzik, who's over 3 tonight, comes to the dish.
3 hard hit balls for Calabretti. 1 was for a home run. That one to the right fielder, Hoppen-Siefken. And the double play he hit into in the 1st inning was a one-hopper right at Comiskey.
Osbin misses inside, 4-1. If the Diamond Dawgs don't mount the 8-run comeback in their last 4 outs, this would be the 3rd straight loss for them. Carroll keeping that ball close. And it would be the first time this season that the Diamond Dawgs have lost 3 in a row in league play. They started 0-3 overall as they opened their season against the Albany Athletics in an exhibition game, then went on to lose 2 in a row to the Blue Sox and the Mohawks. But the Stallions looking to hand them their 3rd straight loss and increase their lead to 3 games above the Diamond Dawgs in the PGCBL East. 3-1 strike count.
Over their last 6 games, the Diamond Dawgs have really been struggling coming into tonight. Just 1-4-1 with a -9 run differential in their last 6.
Osbin struggling with control. 4th walk for him, 2nd in this inning. Runners are at 1st and 2nd with 2 outs. John Ramsey, the shortstop, coming to the plate, and he started what was a mini rally for the Diamond Dawgs In the 7th, leadoff single. And then from there, a walk to Jaden Ross. A mound visit here from pitching coach Praxi Vigil.
Coming out to talk with his right-hander, Keller Osmond. He's done a solid job in relief of Sean Derringer. Osmond has gotten through 2 2/3, given up 4 walks, just 1 hit, which is the biggest thing, and no runs, which, is the most important thing. Put up zeros in the scoring column. Stallions today have only used 2 pitchers. Osmond is the second. He's in relief of Derringer, who got through the first 5 innings, 1 earned run to go with 1 walk and 4 strikeouts on 3 hits. But now this is the 4th straight start for Stallions pitchers where they've gone at least 4, allowing no more than 2 earned runs. So if you're Praxi Vigil, Dan, you have to be very happy with the way this pitching staff is going.
Certainly pleased tonight with how everything has gone. First pitch strike to Ramsey. Pitch misses down low. 1 ball and 1 strike.
John Ramsey now batting for the 4th time here today. Through this one, he's 1 for 3. Struck out looking in the 2nd, and his lone single came just last inning in the 7th off Osmond.
And Osmond has been struggling over these last few batters to find the zone. A couple of walks. Calabretti lined out into right field. Cool night here at Cantine Field, around 78 degrees. No rain in the forecast as Osmond has walked the bases loaded here in the 8th inning. And no movement in the Stallions dugout. They're going to let him get out of this jam.
He has plenty of room to spare. 9-1 ball game. Just has to focus on the hitter. He can't worry about making the perfect pitch. If the Diamond Dogs hit their way back into this game, fine. But try to limit the free passes if you can, if you're Osmond.
Finds the zone right there. Ross walked last inning. That put runners at 1st and 2nd. Then they got moved over to 2nd and 3rd on a Keller Osmond balk. But still, no runs have come across so far on Osmond's line. Bases are loaded, though, with 2 outs. Fastball misses high and away. 1-1.
Coming into tonight, Keller Osmond had only issued 7 free passes in 14 innings.
A high pop in foul territory. Passo makes the play, and the Stallions once again put a 0 on the board. That's 4 straight for them. And now over the last 2 innings, Keller Osmond has stranded 5 Diamond Dog runners on base. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Stallions up 9-1. emphasize button. Emphasizing the fact that the Stallions have had a great outing offensively here tonight. They've put 9 runs across and are looking to end the game here in the bottom half of the 8th. Travis Hoppen-Siefken starting things off. Stallions got Hoppen-Siefken, Carroll, and Comiskey set to come to the dish. We're held to a 0 in the bottom of the 7th for the first time in 2 innings. Hoppen-Siefken takes high in the zone for ball 1.
And Dan, actually coming into tonight, the run differential between these two teams was only 1 run in favor of Mohawk Valley, so a 9-1 blowout here in the 8th inning was certainly not what I was expecting.
There's a new pitcher on the bump for the Diamond Dawgs. It's Sean Stoney in just his 2nd appearance. He's only pitched a singular inning so far this season. So really hasn't had much experience in that lone inning. Gave up 2 hits and a walk. Got out of it, though, facing just 5 batters. Goes inside to Hoppen-Siefken, and the count goes full.
That officially closes the book on Chase Regan, who in relief of Montaigne threw 1 scoreless inning to go with a walk.
Hoppen-Siefken is rung up. He did not agree with that call, but there's 1 down here in the 8th. Cameron Carroll, the catcher at the plate, takes upstairs for ball 1. Stoney grabbing just his 2nd strikeout of the season. Carroll loops 1 foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 down in the bottom of the 8th. Diamond Dawgs will have their 7, 8, 9 hitters to the plate in the top of the 9th. One ball and 2 strikes. Carroll cracks the ball into center field. That one is down. It's a 1-out single for Cam Carroll. Back-to-back plate appearances for him with a hit. The Stallions bring the winning run to the plate in Casey Comiskey.
And 3 of 4 where Carroll has been on base. He was hit by a pitch in the 4th, and like you said, his last plate appearance was a double in the 6th. Solid game from Mr. Carroll today.
Comiskey takes upstairs for ball 1. Has not reached base here tonight. 0 for 3. He's up 2-0. Stoney finds the zone for strike 1. The Diamond Dawgs pitching has been a mixed bag here tonight. Chavez started off the game, 4 1/3 for him with 5 hits as this ball is put in play into right field. Going to be a tough play for Hurd, and he can't come up with it. Carroll goes over to third, Comiskey into second. It's a double for him, and the Stallions now have the winning run at second base with 1 out.
Casey Comiskey picks up his first hit of the night, and it's a 1-out double that falls just in front of Hurd and right. Comiskey, Dan, we've been talking about it a lot over this recent stretch of games. This is a guy who's getting hot for the Stallions. Going back to the Outlaws game that has not been finished due to rain, a 2 RBI triple, so that's not even in his stat line either.
Logan Sanchez just needs to put a ball into the outfield for this one to be over. Obviously, he needs to get down, and subsequently the Diamond Dawgs bring the infield in. Sanchez takes a first pitch strike. This would be 4 straight wins for the Stallions. Just the second time this season they would have 4 in a row, and they'll try and go for 5 tomorrow night if things end positively for Saugerties. For the first time this season, Sanchez cracks a ball into center field. That ball is down. Coming in to score is Comiskey, and it is a walk-off RBI double for Logan Sanchez, and the Stallions win it 11-1 here in the bottom of the 8th.
Great swing from Sanchez. Got a pitch on the inner third. Unleashed those hips, drove him, and drove the baseball into the gap and drove the Stallions into a victory here tonight, their 4th straight.
Just their 2nd run rule victory here at home. Certainly feels nice for these ponies. They are hot as ever right now. 4 straight for the 2nd time this year, and they'll look for 5 straight for the first time this season tomorrow at Glens Falls, and we will have that game for you here on the Stallions YouTube network, a 6:45 Arch Top Fiber pregame show with the 7 o'clock start. A couple of thank yous to hand out here tonight to our sideline reporters, Henry Hipsch